Hello, welcome back to Cards on the Table, the football card podcast. My name's Kieran, and as always, I'm joined by Jack, Ryan, and Pete. Each week, we dive into the world of football cards, from new releases, big pulls, to hobby news and collecting tips. This week, we're going to be taking a look at Topps Deco, the rise of Futera, the best refund requests that we've seen, and also our hits of the week. So let's jump straight in. So I suppose first off the bat, just a bit of an apology to everyone for not releasing an episode last week. We did record an episode last week, but with our first guest. I won't go into who they were, but we had a bit of a technical issue with the recording, so we had to not launch it. So that will be back soon. Don't worry. But we're all back together again now. Latest product releases. So before we jump into Topps Deco, I thought it'd be quite useful just to kind of go over, I suppose, some of the products that we know are coming out up until the end of the year. Not going to cover them all, but just what's on the horizon. So for November, Topps, Real Madrid Collector Tin, Liverpool Collector's Tin, Juventus team set, Barcelona team set, Focus Borussia Dortmund, Ajax set when it comes out, Inception MLS, Deco, Inception, the full Inception, Museum, Merlin, Dynasty, Futera fan selection, Futera World Football. It is going to be a hell of an end of the year. I can tell you that.
Did you take a breath then, Kieran? Or
No.
you need some air?
I'm just hoping everyone's done the Christmas shopping already.
Yeah, I've got
a
the
bit
football
tight.
Argos book out. I've done some circling. I have.
Yeah, so it's going to be a very, very busy end to the year. I suppose one set that went on sale last Monday was Topps Deco. With it going on sale, checklist got released as well, which is always good. Deco cards are normally a thing of beauty, and this year's, I don't think, any exception to that. What did you guys make of it?
It looks really, really good. I think there's like these releases that are up and coming, Deco being the one we're obviously touching on now. When they've released out the cards, there's a little bit of a sneak peek as to what they are. They look brilliant. They look proper smart cards. They've always been really, really good. I mean, I can remember probably one of the first actual sets when I was getting into it. I ripped was with Ryan, and we did Deco. And I think I popped round and actually watched one of the streams behind the lens. Actually, Ryan doing it. The Deco cards then were beautiful, but these ones they look brilliant. They're really, really smart. Yeah, the excitement that is there for them. Yeah,
They've kept the famous artistry inserting, which is obviously one of the nicest ones in it. Looks like it's obviously kind of sketch drawn, doesn't it? And of course, this year you've got your Marlin, that mixer as well with that card, which is obviously going to be a nice one. That numbered 1/1 is going to be a beauty. Obviously, last year you had the Endrick rookie version of that, and of course Messi has one. So yeah, it's good that they've kept them going. They're against one of the for an insert, one of the best looking cards around. Yeah, very looking forward to that coming again. Just again, not just for breaking wise, just for having them in your hand and just looking at how nice they are. And
yeah,
it's going to be good fun. It's going to be a good period.
Yeah.
I think one of the biggest chases got to be the Ronaldinho Yamal dual auto, which the then and now cards. I've always kind of had quite an affinity to them because I just think it's quite nice just getting a legend and I suppose like a rising star almost on the same card is great, and to have that as an auto with Ronaldinho, who's one of my favourites I suppose over the years, and then Yamal, who's obviously everyone's chase, is going to be amazing. Ronaldinho's also got patches in there as well, which if they're match worn would be amazing. Never know 100% with Topps whether they are, but there are some amazing cards in there.
He's got one of the best autos, hasn't he, as well, Ronaldinho?
Yeah.
It's like incredible. He's up there in like probably my top 5 when you look at his
It just goes
autos.
on and on and on, doesn't
It doesn't end.
Number at the end.
I think that's like, you want him you just want him to fill the space, make it look proper cool.
Yeah.
Like Ronaldinho's.
So he always has a
done
big
a bit.
R, so he kind of asserts his authority with a big R on the front, doesn't it? Then obviously you got the 10 at the end on it. It's just it's just special one. It's a special auto.
And three numbered, one auto again as well in the set. Like it's just that's just so cool as well. You can go through the packs. It's like you can keep searching for the numbers before you hit the chance for your auto or the patch or the jewel, whatever it is you might hit. Like, definitely going to be that set. Everyone's got their eyes peeled, ready for that.
Yeah, obviously launched at £140 on the Topps website, sold out within a couple of minutes as it always does. I think currently being resold for about 200 quid already. So they're going to start rising quite quickly. I think it should be towards I think middle of December. I think we saw it was like 6 to 8 weeks from when it launched as well. So unless they drop it a bit sooner, which would be nice. But yeah, as you say, kind of 1 guaranteed auto, 3 guaranteed numbers, 80 cards effectively in a box. So yeah, there's going to be some nice cards in there. And yeah, it'd be an interesting one to break, I think, because it's kind of, I think, probably going to be one of the first bigger sets, or I say more premium. It's obviously not super high price, but more premium sets that Topps have launching out of the kind of foray of products that they're going to launch. I think you probably get quite a lot of attention, as opposed to something maybe when like Deco, Merlin have all been out, and then you maybe got another set afterwards. I think people are crying out for some more products right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. So I suppose on the other end of that scale, and I suppose it's a bit more of a collective of what Topps have been doing more so recently are the team sets and the tins. So obviously with the team sets, we've had Man City launch already. We've got Juve, I think, went on sale this week. Barcelona's, I think, next week or the week after they go on sale. And then obviously with the collector tins, we've already had Barca, Juve, Bayern, and then we've got, and obviously United, Man City and Arsenal a bit earlier on, but we've still got Liverpool, I think, went on sale today. And then you got Real Madrid as well. Obviously Topps are doing a lot more around this kind of lower end products that obviously not, well, we'll come on to the fact that you're not guaranteed hits in them, but you're not guaranteed hits. And I think obviously they're obviously tailoring towards a bit of a different market with this sort of thing, where maybe the kind of young hobbyist that can just go into a shop and maybe buy some of these products and stuff. I suppose, Jack, I'll come to you first for the team sets.
What are they doing?
I can't wait for this.
Why have they done that? Why have they done that? Like, we remember getting into team sets last year. People were like, get in there. Got a chance of an auto or a chance of a relic. Or if you had the Juventus team set, you could have a chance of an auto and a relic. Or it could have been an auto relic. Now we've got 1 in 2s. What's going on? Like, honestly, what have we literally all gone a bit delirious? These team sets, they were the value play that everybody wanted. Christmas is coming up. People want to spend 2, 3, 4 quid to get a nice break and have a chance of an auto. Now you've got 1 in 2. What's going on? And then you get a tin for a keepsake. If you want a collector's tin, do me a favour. Bring back the autos and the relics. And I tell you, if more and more people are listening to this, the team set faithfuls are going to come out on the comments and they're all going to say the same thing. They're all going to say, you know what? Fine. If it was a Liverpool team set, Trent Alexander-Arnold come out, stick your rat emoji in the chat. It's fine. But you still had a relic in the post. Now you've got nothing rather than a halo and a chance of a 1 in 2. And don't get me wrong, I've seen Ryan open the team sets and he got David Silva on the auto to 10. Fantastic. But we all want the guarantee. I can't believe it. Can't believe what they've done.
The price has only come down a bit. And as you say, for that difference in the drop, it just having that certainty of a hit.
It's
made
an
it
even
more
defending around
exciting
here.
doing like half a case or whatever, because it was just hit after hit after hit, and it spread really nicely. But
it is a tough one, like you said, like Jack was saying. I think we all, obviously, you guys, especially on your own, start on them kind of sets as well because the price point's good. It's also exciting. You can do them box by box because you're going to get 1 hit plus your numbered plus your static. Any bona fide ballers. It's a great little set, and even for someone like me as well, and general collectors and out there, it's just something you first go to because it was like, say, £55 a box. You're going to get a bit of history from someone, either an auto or a patch. And most of them as well were player worn in the team sets too last year, weren't they? The majority were match or player worn.
This is it.
So, again, you're going to get a bit of something out of that. And for me, especially at the price point, I used to kind of walk into our shop in Loughborough and for trade week cards, and it'd be something I personally for myself because it was a good price point. You're going to get something out of it. Again, if it wasn't a team you're really looking at but wanted a bit of fun, you might get a bit of return on your cards back, just that fun element. You don't get that anymore. But the way they pack them as well, obviously we have cases, and obviously they split them 20 boxes in a case to do 10 with autos and 10 with not. So it is split down the middle. But obviously walk into a shop now and buy one off the shelf, you're not guaranteed that auto or relic. They put an extra numbered in. But for me, it doesn't make up for it. It really doesn't make up for it. And no, if not for Jack, because this was my favourite segment of this week. Right is right or wrongs, and this is the biggest one so far this year.
This is the biggest one so far. Right is right or wrongs. Have they killed team sets, or are you still going to buy into team sets? Because gone are the good old days where we could just say as a breaker, here's your fat pack. Is there a blocker in it or not? And we could find out whether it was an auto or a patch. Now we're looking for halos and, like you say, maybe an extra numbered. Don't get me wrong. They are actually, I've slagged it off there, but they are actually not too bad like designs. Man City's the first one. I've watched Ryan open it. And the card designs, the halos weren't too bad. There were a couple that were really nice. But it's like, it's always going to have a place in our art, innit?
Yeah.
Team sets is where we started.
That's the thing. It's because they were so nice. I mean, you say, can't speak because I'm not seeing this year's designs yet, but some like the Real ones and the Barcelona had lovely inserts in them as well. They were just a real fun break. That's the thing. And it was so accessible for people. Maybe the same happens again with the team set. Maybe it is helping bring a new generation into it. So
do you think it's something to do with...
It's out to everyone else to tell us what they think.
Do you think it's something to do with, obviously, they're bringing out a hell of a lot of sets at the minute and that in one go? You've got the Prem license. Do you think they're saving some of the autos and the relics for them kind of bigger sets? Do you think? Have they got enough to go around?
It could be, but if I'm being brutally honest, I don't think they needed to bring. I didn't think they need to bring the tins out. I just didn't. I don't think the tins are adding anything particularly in value. A tin is worth 30 quid. Similar position, tons of cards in the tin. Chances of numbered, I think rarer chances than a team set of an auto. Like the cycle of the team sets from even when I started from let's say 2022 onwards. Like they were the cycle when the team sets come out. Oh, it's exciting times. The team sets coming out. Really nice value set. Like I say, people who are getting new into the hobby breaking, that's £45. I can afford £45. See if I can actually, build a community and get a couple of people involved, and we can open some team sets and have a laugh while we do it. Now I just feel like the tin in the team set is just muddied the whole water of the value break. I don't understand what these tins are giving us personally.
Well,
in my opinion,
I'll back the tins ever so slightly because I do a lot of them on Ripper Ships and eBay. To be fair, they are called a collector's tin. They're not designed for breaking whatsoever. Obviously, there's some people on the platform breaking tins. Is it they're just starting? Is it because it's a price point they can afford and they're just having a bash? Who knows? But to be fair, I'll vouch for the tins. They are called a collector's tin, so they are based around mainly new collectors who support a particular team. They're £30 price point in retail. Obviously, they're very cheap paper set. You get two numbers and then they go up to like £4.99, so some of them are quite high. I mean, I've poured some no ones in there. And your auto chance in there is a tough one. I think I found one auto. I found a Dorgo auto for Man U on the base in one of the tins. And the collective, all the team tins I've done now, I've only handled one in probably about 40, 50 tins. But they are built and designed for, I think, brand new collectors who support a certain team. You get 35 cards in a tin for £30. Isn't a bad price point with two numbers. But you also get 3 gold bolts. You kind of get 3 inserts. So again, it kind of matches the team set checklist.
Yeah.
But once you've had one tin, it's all the same base cards. So the whole tin, the 35 card tin, obviously you get 5 hits. So the 30 cards, other 30 cards in there, it's the same every tin. So you're not kind of getting tin after tin after tin after tin to get the whole set. Once you've got one tin, you've got the set, and then you kind of look at the parallels after that. So it's a good starting point for people. It's good if you're a Man U fan, Arsenal, Juve, Barcelona fan, Liverpool now, to buy one tin because it's another collection you've finished and it's another little thing for your own team. Other than that, it's not designed for much else, to be fair. So we'll back it slightly. I think the good value compared to the team set, like I said, you're getting similar things. You're getting 3 inserts plus 2 numbered, which is basically what you're getting the team set now, unless you find an auto. And then, so the team set being an extra £15 or so at retail seems quite high now compared to a collector tin. But yeah, tins are designed for new collectors, I think, and then the team sets more people like us, and I agree, they've completely killed them. In my eyes.
Ruin my holiday.
Yeah, because effectively when you're breaking them now, you can't really it's harder to break just a single box. You've kind of almost grouped them together and do like a 3, 4, 5 box break to almost not guarantee as such, because technically you can't, but to kind of give a higher chance of definitely hitting an auto within that break.
Yeah.
So that it then makes it a much harder sell, because realistically, if say you do 5 boxes, as a 250 quid worth of stock that you're breaking, you could buy Deco for 250 quid and get 3 guaranteed hits. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's a much different proposition.
I think maybe as well. I think they might have designed it to stay away from the breakers. To be honest with you, I think the feeling probably is at the minute that people are just breaking what they get their hands on with. Where it's you're seeing it when the Prem retail set came out. Everyone was breaking the hobby boxes of that, which again, it's not designed for breaking. It's designed for collectors collecting the set. And I think that's probably what they've done with the team sets too. Maybe they think, you know what, every product has been a chase. You're getting this, that, and the other. Everyone's breaking these products. I don't think they're necessarily designed for it anymore. I think that's maybe why they've done it too. Maybe bringing the collectors, trying to feed back the collectors a bit more rather than just being a breaker fest. I think of everything might be another reason. I don't know what the thinking is, but maybe in my eyes, but it is again because it's a breaker's nightmare now. So maybe they've designed to do that on purpose. Who knows?
Will you still be pursuing them, Ryan, when you see them in the shop?
I think not Manchester City, in my opinion. I think last year, obviously, when we had the full cycle, I think we started with kind of Liverpool last year. Then we had Barca, and then they bought out Real Madrid, Man U for the first time, which were really good as a break as well. Bayern was underrated. I did a few of them. They were quite cool. The hit rate was really good in them. And obviously Juve towards the end, no one really dabbled in them. At the higher price point, we got the extra hit. You guys did really, really well with them. They were really good. You pulled some nice hits on them. I probably will have a dabble, not the Man City ones. I feel like I think if you're looking back to the 2 probably worst sellers of the year, Man City and Juve, they bought them out first. So maybe that's a strategic thing where, we'll try them and bring the better ones later on when the Deco, everything else is gone. Because if you bring in Barca, Real Madrid, Man U into the mix when you've got Deco, Merlin, Inception, they probably get blown out of the water anyway. So I think they've probably done that for a reason. Same with the better ones, so maybe a bit of a lull in the new year. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the thinking. That's what I'm probably thinking in the background. But yeah, I think when the better ones come out, I'll have a little dabble in them again for £45 in the shops. I think they're a good little rip. And again, you get 2 numbered plus your 3 halos and your static, and a 1 in 2 chance of an auto.
Well,
so
we'll know they've heard us if in the remaining team sets it starts giving you a guaranteed hit again.
No, but you know what? Yeah, true. But you know what? Actually, that's a very good point. If they've brought Man City and Juventus out first, we could be surprised. We could end up. I'm not saying we will. I think it might. I'm sure it will follow suit. But I think you never know. You might actually get Man United, Barca, and Madrid come out, and they have got an auto in, but they may be a bit more expensive to buy.
Like the Juve ones. Obviously, Juve was kind of last year out of the cycle, and they did that out of the blue. So there was about 75, 80 quid compared to your 55 quid. If it had extra hitting, they have changed the cycle. I think as well the year before they did it similar with the Chelsea and Arsenal ones, where they kind of some of them had guarantees and some of them didn't. They can change the cycle, so maybe they've gone. Last year, Man City and Juve was our least popular. We've got to bring them out because we've got the license. Let's feed them through first around everything else. Cheap price point, no guaranteed auto in them. And then we really took a big stab at the old Man U, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Barca, the 4 big, collecting teams, and put them out there and put maybe big chances. And who knows? Who knows what they're thinking? Maybe there's some surprises. Maybe Righty might be happy in a couple of months' time and be back on the high with it all. I'm hoping so, but we'll see. We'll see.
I think it could be linked, like you say, to the amount of autos that they've got to use in these sets and bits like that, right? Because, like you say, you've got obviously I reeled off all the sets that are coming out this year. I mean, that's a lot of signatures that you've got to have for some players across all of these sets. And if these team sets maybe came out 3 months after, or like March, April time next year, maybe actually there's a big enough gap between all of this stuff that they've got more autos to use or more patches, or do you know what I mean? And maybe that's probably plays into it a little bit as well.
Yeah, because I say you think you've obviously the Prem license on, but just the recent Prem set, which was a big print run. You're gonna have Chrome coming out next year, but we haven't even talked about UCC flagship yet. Then Chrome, because even this time last year in January, UCC flagship came out. With no sign of that yet. So they've still got all that to come yet out of the cycle. We're getting these out of the way, but these are last year's. The new ones are starting to filter in, so we're going to be geared up for that because obviously they're going to bring a Chrome version out too, at some point during next year. So we're going to be flooded even more, I think, even after Christmas. I think there will be a lull. But I think it could be they're just saving a few autos here and there, maybe for them kind of sets. I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I'll give them the due. Some of the autos that are in the Man City team set, there's some quite nice rogue ones in there. Advertise it with like Adebayor. How many Adebayor autos do you see around? Short right Phillips. No, Quinn's in there. Some for his Mahrez, in there as well. So the Arsenal was, like I said, the David Silva to 10 ad was a nice one the other day, the best one I've had so far, and it's quite a nice one to have. So there's going to be some good boxes out there still for people buying into and obviously breaking too. So I don't think they're dead out of the water yet, but again, very disappointing. And I feel your pain, Jack. I'm backing you on this one, mate. I'm with you.
Cheers. Thanks.
So this week,
Yeah.
righty's right this week.
Yeah, right is right or wrong is definitely right is right.
I'm sorry, but there's no way I'm wrong this week. I've got to be right. I must have an army of people behind me for this one. You've got to.
Yeah, get in the comments and let Righty know that you're on his side.
Yeah, I was gonna say, get in the comments. I'm interested to hear some more opinions on it. I mean, it means a lot to us. Clearly, obviously, these boys again starting it. I broke a lot. I also bought a lot, so it actually means quite a lot. These sets to us. We've got a bit of they're in our hearts, so it hurts.
Yeah.
Does everyone else feel the same? Let us know in the comments. I'm really interested to even speak about it to other people. Maybe at the card show at the weekend. I'm quite with Jack on this one. I'm quite typed up about it. Like to just have a rant with someone about it. So I want to hear everyone's thoughts.
This is the forum for having the rant, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
Get in the comments. Let us know. I suppose the last one in terms of product releases is one that's not fully released yet, but it is coming on Thursday this week, and it's the Futera fan selection. So latest set from Futera. It's quite a limited run. I think I want to say there's about 250, 260 cases or something worldwide, so it's not huge. 101 autos, obviously patches as well, as you can imagine from Futera, will all be kind of match worn. Had a look at the checklist a little bit early, which there's some very nice cards in there. There's a lot of the actual boxes themselves. You get a guaranteed relic or auto, and then also another guaranteed relic. So every pack comes with a relic, and then you get either a relic or auto as an additional hit within each box, which is really good for the price point. Again, you 8 packs within a box and then 3 cards within each pack. So they're not massive packs. You're not going to be left with hundreds of cards afterwards, which is quite nice. But as you can imagine with Futera, looking at the designs of some of the example cards they've put up as well, they look very retro, which I think will be quite nice as well. So I know you boys have got some. So you're excited to be breaking them?
Yeah. I just love the volume that Futera is pumping out at the minute. I think this set's going to be brilliant. I think one thing that they're showing is, I think people have had a brief look at these cards. These cards look great. Again, similar feel to, there's always big legends in there. There's going to be that nostalgia on the back of the cards. There's going to be all of that information again around, where the patches are, if they're match worn, where they're from. All these green ticks that every single person in the hobby, I think, is all agreeing with at the minute with Futera. And I just think that when this hits on Thursday, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of keen eyes on it again, wanting to collect more of these, high quality cards that just keep getting made by them. Like theoretically, what are they doing wrong at the minute? Everything Futera are doing at the minute, it just seems to be one win after another win. Like the World Unique, fantastic. This set's coming out. It's going to be, well, we haven't seen it yet in terms of opening it, but I think we all know it's going to be value. People are going to be really keen on it. It's probably got a feel like of the FX Series 2 they released before World Unique, in terms of like the contents of the boxes, looking out for the 101s, looking out for the super low numbered and the patches. And I just can't wait really. I think it's midday on Thursday. This one is for the release. I think 12 o'clock midday Thursday. So can't wait to get stuck into it and be watching it before I even break it myself, just to get that like excitement brewing as to like what people are getting out of it. But I just know that I just know, I've got that feeling it's just going to do well. They're just not failing at the moment. And if anyone ever needed a signal, I think from somebody that's a company or, that's really up and coming, I genuinely believe this. It's not going to be long at all until Futera start grabbing serious licenses, because they're just building and building momentum in the hobby at the minute, and it's so exciting because of how they do it. They've already put the detail in. It's like the finishing touch for people at the minute just to get that licensing, and then then they really are off and up and running like full time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I suppose in terms of, like you say, launched on Thursday at midday, checklist will be live on Fanta as well as on Futera's on the Wednesday around midday. So it'll be there. In terms of, I mean, some of the kind of players they've got, you obviously touched on the legends. You've got Zidane, Ronaldinho, both Ronaldos, Ibrahimovic, Iniesta, Maldini, Buffon, Del Piero, Lothar Matthäus. Like, you've got so many kind of big players within there, which it's gonna be good to see. And the card designs themselves, I like the retro designs. I think the retro designs are nice. I think that's what I tend to prefer a lot with, like, I suppose Inception isn't necessarily retro, but it's a bit more artistic. Same with the Deco a little bit as well. So
you kind of that feel of Topps Decades as well, that kind of thing about it.
Right.
Yeah,
there,
definitely.
mate,
So
yeah. So even the box, like we always talk about Futera, and even the way to present the cards are fantastic. But the box looks a little bit like cheaper range, but it reminds me of like obviously we know I didn't even know it was kind of retro until you kind of said then. I've not looked too much into it just at the minute 'cause I've been doing what I've been doing, but you can tell it's retro now because like the box looks like an old like Sega Mega Drive game from back in the day. The design, do you know what I mean? Like on the old football games we used to play. Showing the age there, boys, aren't we? But that kind of look to it, and I thought this looks a bit. Yeah, this looks a bit. Yeah, there you when you just got black and white tellies, Pete. But
thanks for 10 years on that, Pete.
yeah. There's a little age gap there still, but like that had a feel to it. So looking forward to it now. You said retro because one of our favorite set of the year was the decade set, like Pete said. That era. So and then the legends you're talking about, the legends we were watching kind of grow up. So it even makes me even more excited now.
Yeah, definitely so. And they've obviously got the Platinum series as well, which we'll obviously cover in a future episode that's coming out in December, which I think will be just as nice. So some exciting times, I think, for Futera. Like you say, Jack, I think there's a lot of opportunity with them and they're doing it all right, I think, which is the main thing. So I'm looking forward to it. Cool. I mean, that's kind of covering off, I suppose, some of the most up and coming releases that we've got. One topic I wanted to kind of cover off within the next section around breakers is around refund requests. So there was something that we popped in the group the other day, just around a refund request that had gone in. I think it was West London Joe that had it. Was that the right one?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So he'd obviously had a refund request. Take a little excerpt from it because I think it's an amazing read if people haven't seen it. So they asked for a refund. They'd apparently just been evacuated from their house as downstairs the TV had caught fire. And every little bit of money they need now is for repairs. They've clarified that they're not lying. They had to run out of the house carrying their disabled sister in their arms because she was in the room at the time. It's a bit extreme, which is amazing. But it'd be interesting to see, I suppose. Have you guys had any crazy or seen any crazy refund requests? I think that kind of tops it on the extreme side.
I would start by saying on this subject, I've never seen anyone put in a refund request for Argentina or Brazil or anything like that.
I also want to say as well, I hope to God that is not true, by the way. Obviously, we would joke aside, we're about to talk about this. I hope seriously the guy that put the refund request, that did not happen to you. And I hope you are well if you did. But it's one of the best ones I've ever heard. But it's, like Pete just said, if it had been Argentina, I don't think you're getting that refund request. You don't think someone's going to the whole trouble of explaining the life story in a message like that. I mean, if that's all just happened as well, how have I had the time to even think about that? Like, that'd be last on my mind. I'm not gonna lie, for the next probably month. Your house is burned down, your TV's gone. You know, you got disabled family that you've had to carry out. It's not the first thing I'm thinking about. No, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I hope to God it didn't happen.
It's all,
it's a tough one, isn't it?
It is a tough. It's like, because if it's like you say, if it's genuine, then Jesus, what that's a bit of a tough old time. But I don't know. Honestly, it's happening more and more and more in it. Some of these refund requests. We have one guy, Pete. I think Pete had a show on Sunday, and one of the guys come and said, "I can't afford this." What have you bought it for then?
Yeah.
Like,
But gents, he waited until the box had been opened and then the
oh,
refund.
right.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
no,
this,
that's clever.
We'll let him have
That's
then.
clever.
this
That.
is the thing. You get it. Like there's sometimes I think we've all had a situation where someone's made a mistake and they immediately say in the moment, regardless of what they got, "Oh, I've made a mistake." Okay, that's fine. As a breaker, you can put the spot back up again and we're all happy. There's no excusing it. Wait until the box is broken and then you're not happy with your card. It's just not on. It's
Exactly
not on.
that, mate. You've hit the nail on the head
The
there. Like, we're
break.
all reasonable people. Most breakers out there are. Like, we spoke about our favourite breakers the other week and how people are. I think generally most people want accidents to happen. I've been in the end of an accident. You know, I've had my boy with me and I was watching a stream. We were doing mystery slabs and there's a little tussle. We're having a little play fight and he swiped right by accident and I spent a £35 slab and I thought, you know what? It's my own fault, and I took it on the chin. I didn't ever say, "Oh, I did that accident." I just took it on the chin. But I know accidents do happen. But like I say, if you raise it at the time, and let's be honest, if someone can't afford it, and then we know the ones that can't afford it because the payment doesn't go through for a start, and you go, "Oh yeah, fair enough." We've all been there. We've sometimes not moved money about, or we've had tough times, or we've spent and not looked to our account and gone, "Oh no, I didn't realize I had less in my account." You know, we've all been there. So again, there's break-in, as a breaker. I'm always as reasonable. If it happens in the moment, I'm like, "Yup, accident, and we can't afford it." No stress, no drama. It's no skin off our teeth. Like I said, we can upload the spot, or it doesn't randomize on the wheel automatically because the payment's gone through. Completely fine. But 99.9% of the time when refunds happen, it comes after the break, after the stream, when things have been opened.
Well, I was going to say, I have to
so
share one more example. It's just come to me with a request we had the other week. It was absolutely brilliant. The guy said, "Oh, I thought it was I want a refund. Again, wait till it had opened. I'd like a refund because I thought it was a double box you were doing. It was a single box. It was a single box stream. There's only one box on the screen."
There wasn't too much. There's a big, massive blocker that went box
Yeah.
box
But
straight.
that's the thing as well now. We have to be so careful, all jokes aside, that I'm as well every time now putting little blockers on saying one box per time, box by box, you know, and then even in show notes, you even cover yourself now by saying, look, only spend what you can afford. It's one box per time. Due to the nature of the break, unfortunately, no refund requests are made. So again, if people do put it in there, you can turn around and go, right, show note says no refunds after the box has been breaking. It is what it is. You know, you bid responsibly and, you know, be sensible kind of thing. But like you say, even during the time, if they say it was an accident, we'll help you out. But 99.9% of the time, it's after the box has been done. In fact, I've had another funny one, actually. It wasn't a refund request. And the fact of that accident kind of thing, and does happen. I can't remember if he was in stream or not, Jack. I had a stream long ago. It was just in the morning. It wasn't really a busy stream. And I had one buyer come in and he bought a few times. I wouldn't necessarily call him a regular, but he's been in and there, you know, never recognize his name. He spent £98 on a show promotion. Out of nowhere, I was like, thanks. And I was saying thank you. Like, he weren't responding. I was like, thinking to myself, £98 a random number. Isn't it £20 to start on the thing, isn't it? So it's like
£25.
£25. So it's either £25 or kind of nothing, in it. So it's like, I was like, honestly, like his face, I'm thinking, what's happening? I was thinking he's done it by accident. Anyway, like it turned out after the stream had gone, I was saying thank you anyway, thank you so much. People coming in. I thought this is great. An hour or two later, I stream was like, mate, I did that in my pocket. So, how do I get that back? I was like, well, you've not given me the money, so there's nothing to do with it. I don't know how you can do that. I said, I'd speak to whatnot. I can vouch for you and say, look, you know, I've been kissed in this by accident, but it was literally, nothing I could have done. So I felt a bit guilty, but accidents do happen and you can appreciate that. But on that behalf of him, unfortunately, I don't know if he got his money back or not. That's a tough one. So just be careful, guys, if you're on whatnot in the first place. Please don't have it on your pocket in the background because it costs you a lot of money. And
You get like a 2-hour boost for 98
it was great. It was crazy. But the thing is,
it's literally like when your dad rings you, don't
Yeah.
you? He's like, why does your dad keep ringing you? And you pick it, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, it keeps ringing you. It's in the pocket.
But the worst thing is for him, he doesn't get anything out of that. I can't send him a parcel. I can't say, look, here's a little compensation for it. I appreciate you done it by accident and it helped me out on my stream because you got me a lot of people on promotion. So here's a little, here's a little something. Thanks and sorry, you know. I couldn't even do that. It was a tough one. So yeah, that was a funny scenario, but
God.
it wasn't a refund. But it's a case of, guys, if you're listening, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah. I mean, you touched on it a little bit, Jack, but I feel like there is a bit of an increase in this stuff we've spoke about before. Kind of all links back a little bit to this kind of education piece where people don't fully understand what they're buying into. I suppose the risk element of it, which obviously is quite clear, and pretty much all breakers I've seen make it quite clear that is the case. Do you know what I mean? But I do feel like, again, it's increasing. And maybe it's increasing relative to the increase in demand and increase in the amount of people on the platform and stuff, but it just seems to be a bit of a pain point. Obviously, follow a lot of the breakers and stuff on social media. You see quite a lot of posts around it quite a lot recently, sort of thing. So, yeah. I'm trying. It'd be good to see if there's ways that we can kind of, ways that people can kind of be educated on it.
Well, that's it, right? No, you know what? We laugh about it, and it is, at the end of the day, right? It's natural content that's being created, so we are gonna laugh about it. People are gonna pick up and share. But it sounds like, but the flip side, like, we're not digging. Like we've said this in like 3 or 4 episodes, and you're absolutely bang on the money. We've said, like, ask us questions before you want to buy it. I had somebody yesterday. Actually, I'm going to call this out. Pete had it on the Sunday stream. We had somebody come in yesterday and basically knocking us because we had Fanta up. And I thought to myself, are you all right? Like, we've actually got up
Can you
the
tell me who it was?
Well,
Have a go.
because the way it was insinuated was that, oh, you've got that checklist up because you don't know anything about the set. Well, no, that's wrong. We know everything about the set, and we call out how many auto chances, relics, etc., are in the spot. The reason we've got the checklist up is because people just go for Argentina, Brazil, Belgium, England, Germany, Italy. And I get that. You go for the big teams hit. But you want to know when, like, Pete's on there on Sunday. Oh, just to let you know, in Serbia, and Manjevic is there, Vlahovic is there. There's big players in these spots, and we're just trying to highlight and call out and give you the opportunity to say, this is another right is right or wrong. Give you the opportunity to say, oh, actually, tell me who's in that before I make a decision. And it was just really grinding me a little bit on Sunday.
It was a bit inconsiderate of us not to have remembered every hit opportunity in 70 countries.
Especially when there's 70 odd nations in a single product. You know what I mean? It's
yeah, but like, we're not using it to be lazy. We're using it to give you extra information. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know. I couldn't wear that one out.
No, I think that's fair, because I think, like you say, especially with Futera and stuff, you've got some very rogue nations that actually have some really big players in and some really big hit chances.
Yeah.
What you don't want to do is someone go, I'm not sure what to do. You go, oh, you should spin. And then that big hit for that nation that they've span on comes out, and they're like, well, you never told me that big player was in there. Do you know what I mean? It's only an education piece. And I mean, a lot of people do tend to go kind of like, if they maybe, I don't know, C3 take 2 or something along them sort of lines, or a respin, whatever, they have the opportunity to, they get a T, and it's sometimes quite a hard decision to go, actually, should I spin on this or not? And having that extra education is really beneficial to them making that decision. Yeah. And I think, if anything, they should not knock using Fanta. So I need to find out who they are and hunt them down.
Yeah, Kieran. Yeah.
But it's like,
we'll find him.
Tell you, well, you lot buying should know all this. You'll be on Fanta all the time, so we have got to tell you the information. Always look into what you're buying first.
It's
but I was
like,
going back to, sometimes, again, it's hard. I think sometimes breakers, sometimes you can't be in the right or wrong. Sometimes, can't you? You try and give too much information. You don't do enough. There's always someone. You find in this game, there's always going to be some person unhappy. There's going to be one person that kind of lets it down for the others. That kind of thing, and they, so it does happen. But 90% of the people out there are really good to us. I also think, again, going back to what we've spoken before about the surge of people also joining the Whatnot platform in general, we had a massive gap, probably from February to probably about the summer, June time, where they didn't really have a lot in of refunds requested, a lot of drama or people. I think it was just your hardcore collectors in that period that was kind of there. And I think this surge of it being massively promoted, you've got your socialites now getting involved and they're getting into the hobby and stuff, and they're bringing a lot of new people in. I feel like we're in a big period now where people are trying to look again. A lot of people just coming in, don't know what's going on here. Let's try my luck. Let's try a refund request. Oh, you said this and you said that kind of thing. Find a lot of that at this period in time now. I think it's, again, another reason we're getting it because a lot of people now joining the hobby and, new
Well,
people.
this is the thing. It's
yeah.
the crossover as well, I think, isn't
Yeah.
it? With like the Prem hobby and like the tins and stuff now. But you also see a lot at the minute. I'm seeing a lot of nanas to such and such, mum to such and such,
Yeah.
dad to second cousin twice removed to someone. Like
Yeah.
it's the username. Like everyone's buying for the families as well.
Dr. Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you are
dear.
right. And it's that period as well. At the minute, what we're in middle of November, people are Christmas shopping as well too. Oh, my son collects cars. Let's have a little look and see if I can get him a deals here and there or a little present here and there. So you are going to get a lot of it. I find the shop a little bit as well. People come in going, I don't know what I'm looking for. My son or grandson collects cards. What do you recommend? Can I buy a voucher for him to come and pick his own stuff? So even in the you're kind of outside the live selling world, you get it quite a lot at this time of year too. Yeah, so it's happening a lot with people coming into it, not knowing what's going on and trying to understand it a bit more. But again, which is completely fine. It's natural. But we're here to help, come and ask us the questions before you do. And it always seems to be the biggest tail and the biggest refund request in there is, and the most common is, oh, my little brother was on my account. Oh, my little brother had my iPad. Or my little, it's the same every time, guys. We know the trick. You're probably an only child with no kids, and like, don't worry, it's fine.
Just need your little brother to get you Brazil or
Yeah.
England or France or Spain next time.
Yeah, and you'll be laughing. Yeah, tell your little brother to get a better look next time,
Yeah.
and then we're all
Can
fine.
I bring it right back to the start where you said that Lenny swiped on yours for you?
Yeah, I tell you what,
Bring
it
that
was,
full circle.
it was a terrible
Yeah.
slab as well. It was horrendous. Son, get better at swiping.
Get
I
better.
taught you better.
Brilliant.
Awesome. I think that was a good end to that. Good end to that. That was the kind of topics that we had for this week. Next segment is hits of the week, which I think we're going to allow a non-football hit of the week, and there's a special reason for it. And I think Ryan, you can take it away.
Yeah,
Oh
to
no,
be
Ryan,
fair.
you take it away, but I was in there witnessing it as well.
Yeah.
I'll let you do it. You do it. It was incredible, but I've got to add on this. It's my first ever stream watching this type of break.
To be fair, it was a big one. Like, it was the biggest card to date I've definitely pulled. I think not just value wise, I think as well for the people, the market that collect a certain person in the kind of sport it's in. So obviously we're doing a lot of football and sports, but been doing a bit of F1 recently, a bit of F1 lights out. Nice little product, cheaper set, but two numbers a box guaranteed. Can find autos in boxes, but again, it's a product where they're quite sparse. I think the first 40 or so boxes I broke up on one F2 driver auto, so they're quite hard to find. I think Pav Grids Cards is one of the obviously the big F1 break on. He did a 50 box break early on the set and didn't find a single auto, so it can be a tough one. And then we had a 10 box break Thursday. I had 20 boxes left. 10 box break. I found 3 autos, 10 boxes. What was brilliant. So guys, I've got 10 boxes left. Set us up for a blinder for the weekend. Last of the product. It's been sitting on my shelf a while. Let's get into it. So, it turns out I messed up and I had 9 boxes on the shelf. That was a complete waste at the start. So I set everyone 1 box less as well. I thought, oh no, I've ruined this and everything. Did a 9 box break. It went really, really well. The F1 community, to be fair to them, fantastic guys. They come and know what they're looking for. Certain people, Hamilton collectors, they buy the spot within seconds you're listing it. So, a lot of money being thrown around in there. We've got a few boxes in. We hadn't, and I said literally, guys, we had 3 autos on Thursday. Not pulled from this set yet. A gold frame or a 1 of 1. Love to finish on the set today. One of them two would be fantastic. About 3 boxes in, no blockers. No blockers in the box, guys. We've got a gold bar. Get in there. We've got a finale gold bar. And I was like, right, guys, should we save it to the end? Should we rip it? Everyone's just going, rip it. We had 56 people in the chat. It was fantastic. A lot of people watching it. And as I opened it, to be fair, I was a bit shocked. Not a massive reaction at first. 1 of 1, Lewis Hamilton gold bar. Scenes in the chat. Everyone's going wild.
See,
And the buyer wasn't even. He's always a buyer was from the States. Obviously, a massive Lewis Hamilton collector. He was at a wedding at the time, and people was tagging him for fun, tagging. Comes in. Is that gold by Lewis Hamilton? But mate, it's not just the gold by Lewis Hamilton. It's the one of one. He was like, oh my, he literally went mad himself at the wedding. Probably had a few more bit of champagne
Wasn't
down.
his
Probably had a
wedding,
great
was it?
night.
He got the rounds in.
Yeah,
he got
the rounds in. Yeah,
in.
but no, but it was a massive hit. I probably enjoyed it. Yeah, it's not football based, but probably deserved a mention on here. I loved
Yeah,
it.
100%.
Everyone loved it. It was a great finish to a really good set. To fair, I quite enjoyed the F1. But yeah, that was on the personal side a hit of the week. Probably hit of my life so far. To be fair, hit of my life. So set that one on the chin. It was a good one. But we've seen some really good ones this week from other people. I think we mentioned before we've seen Sully's, obviously Noir, come out now finally. I don't think we've really touched on that, to be fair, since it's been out of a week. We missed last week's show.
No, we haven't. To be fair, we can cover it. We've got time.
Yeah,
we've got time.
Go on to end. So Noir come out after speculation and it carrying on going on. Sully's pulled, I think he had a photo of both the one-of-one Messi patch auto and the Messi auto one-of-one in the same photo. That was quite a nice hit. I think, Jack, you seen another nice one from that set, didn't you?
From Noir, not Noir, from Immaculate 1920. I watched it last night. Good old Dejan, ripping a double boxer. And his streams are always actually quite like entertaining. But Dejan's brilliant, and I was watching it, and it wasn't the best of boxes actually. It wasn't the best of boxes. I can't remember there was another player. It was like a patch to 7. That was really cool. But then it was the very last box. Very last card, and he was like, "I'm going to mag it just for fun." And he'd actually seen it, but he thought it was Lewandowski. He didn't think it was Messi, so there was no reaction beforehand. So he magged it and then literally lifted it up, thinking it was going to be Lewandowski, and it was literally Lionel Messi milestones auto from that set. I think it was to 10. But on the bottom of the card, it was wicked because it wrote it was like 35th hat trick, setting the record in the Liga. It was just a mad auto. Where for a pretty penny, but yeah, it was just brilliant. Just like, oh, I actually thought that was Lewandowski. I magged it just for a laugh, just for people to think, it's because he thought it was going to be a nice finish, but not a great end to the stream, and it ended up being like phenomenal. Yeah, so that was my main one of the week. Hit wise.
Yeah, I saw. So talking Noah, I don't know who it was. I didn't actually see it broke. I saw it on socials afterwards, but the Yamal one-of-one auto from that set as well got pulled. I suppose after we saw it in Reverence, I think a lot more as well. Like as soon as the one-of-ones start getting pulled and like the big chases, you start then seeing them harder to sell, harder for people to shift the boxes. Yeah.
Another question actually, because I'm hoping we get a few comments, and I think it's quite a few topical areas to talk about. What do we actually think of the Noir cards? Like, what's your thoughts on the design of them?
Yeah, because I think it's the Messi card on one of the designs. He's signed it with a gold pen on a black card, and it makes it quite hard to see the auto. It's like, I don't know. I'm not it's not my favourite set, I wouldn't say. And I think the price point of the box is very, very high for what you get in it. I think you've got to be hitting Messi, Yamal, or some of these really big chases to kind of make a lot of your money back. It'll be one of them, though, in 10 years' time. It'll be massively high price, you know what I mean? But yeah I'm not blown away.
Not entirely solid. Is it midnight or showtime is like the Messi card that was hit? It's like there's a particular variant in Noir. That one on the Messi, it looks really nice. It's almost got that lightning strike feel to it in the back end, or like something like that. But some of the cards, like with like the cinema theme on the back of them and stuff, I'm not really that fond of them. I know it's a really nice set. You can get some fantastic hits from it, but not really. Like, personal opinion, this is, don't get me wrong, it's not giving me that. It doesn't give me that sort of pull as I thought it was.
I think when you put it up against like the design set of like an Obsidian or an Inception or something like that, I don't think it wins out. But mind you, as I say, I think it's benefited from that sort of pent up demand, doesn't it? Really, for was it 8 years in the waiting? So, like you say, 10 years from now, it'll be broken and it'll be thousands of pounds a box, thousands.
Yeah, it'll be Whatnot Card Show 50, and it'll be like someone's breaking a 30 grand box, and it's
get flawless. It'll be a case of Noir. Yeah.
Yeah, true, very true. Yeah.
What about you, Ryan? I mean, what do you think to it? You a fan or?
To be fair, I've not really watch too much of it, to be fair. Again, because it's the high price point, and it it's one of them. Something like that, it doesn't appeal too much to me. I haven't got the budget to be going spending. Again, it's a set. It's just, yeah, I've not watched too much of it, to be fair. The thing is, if I'm not going to break it, I'm not really going to buy into it. I'm not going to, look too far into it, because it's just one, not for me, in all honesty, like I say. So, yeah, I don't think it's like your general collector's, set either. So it's, yeah, for me, I like the cheaper stuff, the affordable
Yeah.
stuff.
To be fair, it's quite a long watch as well, though. Do you know what I mean? If people's doing I've seen a lot of people do case breaks of it, where it's like pick your player, pick your team.
Yeah.
Them streams are like 3-4 hours before they fully sell out.
I
So
was
to
gonna
actually
say, there's
catch it
so
when they're
many
breaking.
times. I was there so many times I've caught the break filling. I've just missed the actual break for whatever reason. It's like,
Yeah. So for me as well, like, so obviously I'm massively big. I say it all the time on these podcasts that I'm a big value for money streamer, breaker,
Yeah.
collector. When I'm seeing £120 a full team in a set like Noir, it's just, yeah, it hurts my heart a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, but and I appreciate why people do it, because some of the biggest cards that people are chasing and collecting are in them boxes, which is totally fine. But for me, in my personal situation, it's not something I'm kind of into at the minute. So not too much in it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Um,
Keep Lenny away from that phone when them breaks are going on.
Oh yeah,
Mate.
there's a bit of danger. I don't want that to happen. That's why, yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
I'll be skinned. That's
Awesome.
That's free Manchester team sets I could buy.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
You might get one auto.
Yeah, one in
You
three
might
chance.
get one
Yeah.
auto.
You'll get about 17 halos, but you might get one
Yeah,
auto.
yeah, exactly. I'd rather have 3 Sean Wright Phillips halos than a 1-of-1 Ronaldo auto, to be fair.
Talking short, Mike Phillips, just before we finish up,
Yeah.
Midas Cup. The Midas Cup. We've got to give them a shout out.
Have we got the winner in here?
Team Fanta with a win. Well
We've
done.
got the winner in here, yeah.
Well done.
Rigged.
Yeah.
That's rigged.
I did tell him before that I wanted him to weigh the boxes before he gave it. Make sure I wanted to get into I wanted it to be a final between me and FCD, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. But yeah, so for those that don't know, Midas Breaks, the lads at Midas Breaks, great guys. They did a special kind of Midas Cup on eBay Live and managed to get Sean Wright Phillips to do the draw of the cup in reminiscence of him doing an actual FA Cup draw. So the way it worked, it was kind of a knockout tournament. You had FIFA Select blasters, which each person would be given a blaster. They got opened. The person that won would then went through to the next round. I'm going to say I got very, very lucky. Very lucky.
That's some good boxes, to be fair. You did have some good
amazing boxes. Got an auto in the first round, which is, to hit an auto from that. And then the final box was, I think I got an auto. I got a checkered case hit, and then two numbered or three numbered.
Yeah, it's only went to one numbered a box. You got 2 plus the auto plus the checkered, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely loaded box.
Are your auto from the blaster as low as it did the see, or
Julio Cesar in the first one.
Yeah.
And what was the last one? I can't remember what this one was now.
Nothing for USA Women's.
That was right, yeah. And you got a Cavan Sullivan rookie checker, didn't you, as well?
Or
a numbered in that same box, yeah.
Numbered, yeah. Wow. Yeah, it was hell of a
whitewash. It was a whitewash in the final, to be fair. Team Phantom for the win.
Yeah. Sounds it.
But it was just, to be fair, it kind of links back a little bit to what we were discussing the other week around being creative around the breaks, because that itself was a very different type of break to what anyone's done. And it was enjoyable to watch. Obviously, more enjoyable for me because I won.
You won.
It was it was really enjoyable to watch, and obviously getting Sean Wright Phillips involved as well was a masterstroke. So that was really good.
It was great. Let's say it's that, like you just said, we spoke about it before, of just coming up with fresh ideas, make it exciting, more fun for people. Obviously, they teamed up with eBay Live. eBay Live, a great platform, and they're backed them well on it as well. So come and do it. They invited them to the eBay HQ as well. Did it from there. Bought Strife. So it was a really good put on event. Again, when you're finding at the minute the platforms are making it harder to trying to make it refreshing around just this everything just break. So yeah, fair play to the Midas boys. Fair play to eBay. Really good event. I hope they do many more of them. It was fantastic. So, well done, boys.
Yeah,
for listening.
Yeah, really good. Awesome. So I think that's it for this week's episode. We've got some more good episodes coming up. We will get a re-recording of the guest episode and more guests on following that as well. As we've touched on a few times today, we'd love to hear from you guys. So yeah, any comments on righties, right or wrongs, any questions you've got, any topics or sets you want us to actually cover and do a bit of a deep dive in, just let us know. Make sure you follow us on socials and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. And yeah, we will see you next week. Awesome.
Yeah.
Cheers all.
See you next week, boys. See you in a bit.
Bye.